Hello and welcome back to Chantale Motivational Production. If this is your first time on this channel, thank you so much. You are so welcome on this channel and I hope you keep coming back to watch our channel. Please, if you haven't subscribed, please kindly hit the subscription button, and when you do so, do not forget to hit the notification bell button, because that's the only way you get notified each time we upload a new video. And for all our old subscribers, thank you so much. Thank you for your support. Thanks for always coming back to watch our video. Please, this video is so important. I need you to stay tuned and to watch till the end, because I have something amazing to share with you today. So what I want to share with you today is about teaching people how to treat you the way you want them to treat you. Again, I want to share with you how you can teach people to treat you how you would like them to treat you. All right? So, and the reason why I've come to talk to you about this topic is because day in, day out, every single day, I come across people, at least one, be it a man, be it a woman, regardless of the age, suffering unknowingly, because of this particular idea of not knowing how to communicate to people to treat them the way they would like for them to treat them. All right? And so I believe if I can talk to one person, so if you are one of those people, or if you know someone whom you think is going through that kind of situation, if a family member, a friend, a co-worker, I need you to either share this video with them or listen critically to this video, because this video might transform your life. This video might do something impactful in a positive way that you will always love to come back to this channel. All right? So I always say, it is extremely unfortunate how we turn to please others at the expense of ourselves, that we end up hurting ourselves, that we end up doing harm to ourselves. And a lot of times we do this simply because we are afraid to hurt people's feelings. We are afraid to be labeled, to be called names, to be criticized. We are afraid to lose relationships. We are afraid, just for anything. We don't want to be labeled in the negative. We don't want to be labeled or associated with anything negative. And so we turn to be the people pleaser, regardless of the circumstance, regardless of the situation, regardless of how it makes us feel. And so it is super important for us to understand how these actions that we take on a daily basis, how it affects us, not only physically, how it affects us emotionally, how it affects us psychologically, how it affects us spiritually, how it affects us in every area of our lives. All right? The key here is honesty, and I need you to be honest. Are you always honest, or are you always truthful to yourself when you tell your coworker it's okay when they disrespect you, or when they say something that's not true about you? Is it okay? Are you honest to yourself when you tell your partner it's okay even when they're hurting you? You are hurting. You know you are hurting, but you say it's okay because you are afraid to let them go, or you are afraid to create a situation where you guys are going to have some kind of verbal argument. Be honest to yourself. Is it okay when your boss gives you extra work that requires you to stay extra at your job, even when you did not plan, but you offer it just because you want to be that good person, when deep in you, you know you are not okay? I need you to be honest with yourself and answer those questions every single time when you are hurting, when you get hurt by somebody, and you tell them it's okay. You tell them it's fine. Are you serious about it? Are you honest about it? Are you for real? These are the questions that you have to be answering. You have to go deep down in you and be honest with yourself. Be honest to yourself and answer all those questions and ask yourself, are this true? If they are, if you are doing all this from that truth, then it's fine. But if you are doing this because you fall in that category of people that I mentioned earlier, because you want to make people happy all the time, because you don't want to offend people, because you want to please people, because you don't want to be criticized, or you don't want to be talked about in a negative way, if you fall amongst one of those people, even the ones that I did not mention, this video is really for you. You need to watch this video. Excuse me. Not only watching, you need to watch this video over and over. You need to think, assess yourself, analyze your life, and answer yourself. All right? Because the truth is, if it's hurting you, you're gonna feel it. Because you can actually deceive people. That's the sad thing about your conscience. You can deceive every other person around you, but when you turn to your truth, you're gonna be able to face that truth. You're gonna have to deal with it. You're gonna have to actually face it. And so that is why I'm emphasizing for you to go back to you, go deep down in you and ask yourself all these questions. Are you one of those people who get disrespected by co-workers, by your spouse, by your friends, by, it could be anyone. And then instead of you taking actions to solve that issue right there, you turn around and you start, talking about it to others, like venting on people that have nothing to do with the situation, to people who are not going to solve the problem, to people who are not going to change what has happened or who cannot prevent what has happened. Are you that person? Do you go around talking to other people? Meanwhile, on the other hand, you said it's fine. Meanwhile, on the other hand, you said it's okay, but then you turn around and you grumble about it, you vent about it. If you're one of those people, I want you to understand that you are making one of the biggest mistakes of your life, because the more you accumulate hurt, the more you accumulate anger, because the truth of the matter is, when you accumulate hurt, when you accumulate all these painful things, they build up, they turn to anger. And anger is another emotion that sometimes, it's hard for us to control it, especially when we've been building things up for a long time. It might come out in the wrong way. And so this video is actually to let you know that you don't want to get to that point. And so I need you to start learning how to teach people how you want them to treat you by addressing situations as they arise, by communicating what they did wrong to you, and by telling them exactly how it made you feel and what you expect from them the next time. That is how you communicate. That is how you teach people how you want them to treat you. Okay? Because this is so important. This particular action, when you draw that line, when you make that definition clear to everyone around you, be it the people you work with, be it the people you live with, be it anyone that you have to deal with in your life. Okay? When you have this clear enough that people understand how they should treat you, then I'll tell you, you're going to be one of the happiest people on earth, because the ones who cannot respect that boundary, who cannot respect you, how you want to rule your own life, how you want them to treat you, they can equally walk away. All right? They can equally avoid you if it's a situation where they cannot really walk away because, these things happen in families. So you cannot say you're going to walk away from your family, but you know how to deal with people. All right? When it comes to certain people, you know how to approach them because they have clearly defined how you're going to approach them, how you're going to talk to them, how you're going to treat them. All right? And so if you fail to do this, you will continue to be unhappy even though you express satisfaction with the treatment that you're receiving. Even when you know deep down it's a lie. When you know deep down it's not true. You cannot continue to please people at your own disadvantage because it's going to end up causing you depression, because when you hold on to pain, to hurt, to negative stuff for a long time, you just end up, you become depressed. That is the truth. You become depressed. You become unhappy. You become an unhappy person because you've never had the opportunity, or you've never created the opportunity to express yourself, to express how you feel, to express how you want people to treat you. All right? So I need you to understand this particular advice, this particular tip that I'm sharing with you. Learn to communicate how you want to be treated and stick to it. Learn to communicate how you want to be treated. And on the other hand, do the same. Treat people the way they would like to be treated. All right? Because you cannot expect to be treated the way you want to be treated, and on the other hand, doing the opposite to others. This thing goes around. And I believe if we all treat each other with respect, if we all treat each other with self-worth, it will be much easier for us. It will be a much more happier place. All right? But all this starts with each and every individual. We all have to work together. All right? If someone is hurting you, you tell them, you communicate, tell them not to do it again. Tell them not to do it again. So that if they continue to do it, now it's a choice. They are making a choice to treat you that way because you communicated that with them before. All right? You told them that made you feel the way you felt and you do not like it and you want to be treated otherwise. So, by telling them, you are letting them know to understand and to not to treat you that way again. And so when they do it again, it's a choice that they're making. They know you don't like it, so they're intentionally doing it. So now it's up to you to make a decision on how you want to deal with it, how you want to move, handle it moving forward. All right? So you can't assume that people will treat you the way you expect them to treat you if you do not communicate. That's the importance, that's the power of communication. Verbal communication. I'm going to specify on this because when I talk about communication, there's different ways of communicating. And at this particular situation, verbal communication is the key, not silence. All right? Not silence, because silence is another form of communication. But silence is not going to work here. You need verbal communication in a peaceful manner, in a quiet manner, in a private manner. All right? You hold a one-on-one conversation and communicate. You earn respect when you do that. Each time you communicate your feeling, each time you communicate the feedback, it's so important because it tells that other person, it teaches that other person how to treat you in the future. I cannot specify, I cannot insist on this enough, but it is so important. It is super important because if A hurts you, if A says something that disrespects you, all right, and then you go to, instead of you addressing that with A, you go to C to vent. You go to C to say all sort of things that will make you feel better. It doesn't help. It doesn't solve any problem. It will not stop A from treating you that way because A hasn't been communicated. A doesn't probably know that hurt you. A has no idea. And so if you do not target, if you do not target the right channel and sort things out, you will continue to get hurt. We cannot assume, you cannot assume that what A did was to hurt you. Probably it wasn't intentional. It becomes intentional after you communicate. After you communicate, and then if it happens again, then it's intentional. But it could happen over and over and over and over. It's still unintentional. Unless you say something, you cannot assume. Do not assume that people treat you the way they do intentionally. People sometimes express what they feel inside. They express how they feel. That's them inside coming out to you. But that's not your problem. Your problem is stopping them from treating you the way you don't like. All right? And so communication, teach people. If it means doing it every time, remind people. Remind people. And you could apply this to your family members, like I said, to your friends, your co-workers, your boss. It doesn't matter if it's your boss. It doesn't matter if it's your co-worker. It doesn't matter who. Communicate. Let people respect you for who you are. And don't let anyone walk over you. But they will. Some will if you let them. By telling them it's okay. By telling them it's fine. By telling them it's no problem when you know it's a problem. All right? So communicate, okay? Thank you so much. This is what I had to share with you today. I hope this video really resonates with you or with someone you know, a family member. Please, I really need you to share this video. It's important. Loving, sharing is caring. If you know someone that you think will benefit from this video, please go ahead and share it. Please leave your comments in the comment section. Like this video if you think this video really made sense to you. And if you haven't subscribed again, please, please, please go ahead and subscribe now and hit the notification bell button so that you will be notified each time we upload a new video. Thank you so much once again for watching our video, and I will see you again in the next one. Thank you.